Hello.
Hello. Oh, it's gone all quiet like. There's no sirenscape or anything. Dramatic.
Wow. Dramatic opening. Welcome to Unravelling. This is part 2 of our Numenera adventure. And
what happened in part 1?
Back. Well, we have a recap.
How will we know?
Johnny,
recap.
Why don't you
Should
press
we
the
show
recap button?
Yeah,
Now?
let me click the button now.
Oh,
A deep ravine,
I can't hear it.
searching for artifacts and oddities and ciphers that are rumored to be buried there. And while they were searching, they came across these strange gold lights drifting in and out of the walls of the ravine. And these were the Irulians, led by a powerful Irulian master who overpowered the players and in an instant blinded and deafened them and rearranged their limbs. The party were left with no Numenera items on their person, not the ones they'd found in the ravine, nor the ones they brought with them. And they felt distraught and discombobulated and confused. So they flew in their ship to the village of Divi on the banks of the river Tithe in Navarine, where a great center of Numenera exists. And they traveled there to see if they could find somebody who could help to fix their bodies and perhaps to help them to overpower their foes if they returned to take revenge. Upon entering the village, they went to the tavern, the Red Mare, where they met a man called Visti, who reluctantly agreed to help them. He took them to the Temple of Knowledge, where the priests serve, and they met the High Priest, Koro, who agreed to put their bodies back as they once were. They were taken into a kind of trance by a priest named Crofter. And when they came to, they learned that 238 days and 36 hours had passed. And Crofter did not seem comfortable with anything that had happened or had been happening in the temple and in the town. And she told them that all of the powerful knowledge and power of the priests of knowledge exists because of a young man who was taken captive, and his life force has been tapped and used, and he is left in a state of wildness. He's often referred to as the Wild Man, and kept in a cage in the middle of town. People walk past and look the other way and pretend he's not there. He's a kind of scapegoat of all of the lack of focus and lack of self-control and lack of memory that people have is put on him so that they can have a kind of impossibly sharp mind. And this young man, Tombo Karlsender, must be saved and released and restored to his former self. And that's what the party intends to do.
and for the alternative of the story, here's Ben's view of what happened in the adventure.
I was trying to find some things, and then my things were taken off me, and then I didn't have my arms right, and then I got my arms back, and it was great!
And we're done. That's amazing.
Dear me.
That is so cool!
And
Oh
that's
my
what
gosh,
happened
that's-
last time.
That's so helpful seeing that, to be frank.
It is actually.
It's so good. And it's so easy to make at the end of the game because you actually remember anything that happened.
Yeah, there was a
And a
guy
week
in
later,
town.
you
and,
don't.
Yeah, and I remember your character now. Oh, I was trying to be so cool.
And scene.
See.
That's so fantastic.
Very
Wow.
Awesome.
Drama.
Yeah.
So I didn't know that we decided to free this chap or to restore him from his former self. 'Cause
Yeah.
the people that rule this town are pretty badass.
Well, yeah, but we've been training in our dreams for the last year and a bit, haven't we?
We're going back to the secret hideout. Is that right? We've been going to a secret hideout to discuss with our friend who
Yeah,
was
rebellious-
called
The nurse.
Yeah,
Koloff.
Croft.
What was his name?
Crofter.
Crofter.
She's the
She.
priest who
She.
wants to bring down her own order from the inside.
Right.
cool.
And Koro is the high priestess.
Yes.
And I don't remember how long it was, but we were out for a very long time and 36 hours.
Yes, like the better part of a year.
It was 280 something days. I can't remember. It said in the recap.
Yeah, and 36 hours.
It's been a week
Yeah,
and 36
that's right.
hours,
That's right.
which we all enjoyed.
Okay, and what's the boy's name?
Tombo.
Tombo, that's right. I've already got that written here. Excellent. Youngest son of 8 sons.
Yeah.
I
And
love that you don't remember
particularly
his
bright.
name. You don't remember his name, but he's the youngest of 8 sons. Like,
I do remember that.
Yes, my
Okay.
notes say 8th son captive, life force being tapped, the wild man.
Good notes.
and he's in a cage in the middle of town that we walked past on the way in there, but we just didn't look at.
No, you didn't. Did you walk past? Yeah, you would have. Well, you would have walked past when you were being whisked into the temple.
Yeah.
because it's right up the front of the temple in the courtyard up front there.
We had bigger problems
We
at
have a
that
map.
point.
Do you want to see the map?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
map is coming.
the map is very small.
Is it?
The map is a metaphor, really. It's all about the journey.
Here we go. It's all right. I got it.
Yay.
Yeah.
There we go wide. Okay.
Yeah.
So there's
So
the
the
wild
wild
man's-
man's cage, number 1, right in the
Yeah,
middle
number
of the
1.
map.
That's so cool. That's so cool. And where are we hiding out?
So we were in the Temple of Knowledge, and we've been
7. Yep.
whisked to the library.
number
is-
6.
2
6.
doors down, number 6.
Got 2 doors down. Not the comfort of great distance that one would normally expect for a super secret hideout hiding from the temple of evil priestesses.
Well, it's a
Okay.
very
Yeah.
small town,
It
as we
is.
discussed last time.
Like virtually the other side of town. That's right, yeah.
And it's also
halfway
this is
there at
called
least.
this is called the hiding spot. You know, because I
right.
love that everything's like they've all got like the Hall of Wonders and the Cage of Solitude and
I like the pool of secrets. That's where I want to go.
Yeah.
Surely there's some good stuff to be found there.
Gollum swimming in it, right?
The internet search history of everyone in the town is in the pool of secrets.
Not a
Okay.
good place.
So
Okay, that's
we're,
my last. That's right.
we're in the library.
Live.
Yeah.
Oh, we're going to meet the librarian. I love librarians.
So the librarian is Crivendo,
Rivendo.
Oh yes.
and Crivendo is basically this library runs on a instead of what's the system called, the Dewey Decimal System.
Yes.
Okay, yep.
Right. There is no system to this library. There is just
Rivendo's
Crivendo.
brain.
Crivendo has this encyclopedic knowledge of the content of every book, as well as where it's kept in the library. And if you want to look up a topic, he will give you a list from his catalogue in his brain.
There was a girl at my church when I was young, and you could literally ask her what the hymn was, the one about God and how big his arms are. They can go around the whole world. And she's like, number 472, maybe?
Oh,
And
wow.
you go to the hymn book that was this thick, and you turn to it, and it was that one. And you're like, wow. It's like a superpower. Emma. Just
I used
from
to-
going, oh, yeah.
I know Emma.
Yeah. Yeah, she's like that. I won't use her last name because that would be mean. But yeah, she's a lovely lass.
But all you Emmas
And
out
yet-
there,
All the Emmas, that's right, who know their hymn books backwards as well as frontwards. Cool. So are we going to start from having been in this hideout for a few days, or are we arriving at the front door, or where do you want to pick this up in drama wise?
I think it's up to you, really.
I think we
Maybe-
spent at
maybe,
least the first few days trying to justify or understand the Dewey Decimal System and like understand how everything works, because that's
Yeah, I mean, you could do some recuperating and some. Well, I don't know if you really need to recuperate. The priests of knowledge are pretty good at what they do. You woke up feeling quite healthy and refreshed.
We'd better. We slept for 270 days. Okay, so we're awake and we've.
Let's say we. Let's say
tell
we.
me what's your plan? What do you want to do? What do you want to achieve here?
I think we need to talk to Crofter and discuss with her what concept she had of what we would be able to achieve.
Yeah, she's certainly got a plan of some kind.
well, she's had 289 days and 36 hours to prepare this plan. So
Tell us, Crofter, did you have an idea of how to free this poor lass? Oh boy, it's hard to tell with his hair so long.
you see my arms? They're so in shape.
Yes.
Except
So happy to
this
have your
one,
arm back.
it's just lost quite a lot of tone.
How much tone do you lose from not doing exercise for a year, Johnny?
Yeah.
Not nearly as much as my arm being attached to her. She didn't flex nearly as much as I do.
Well, I can't be expected to do everything. I think we should sit down over a meal and ask Crofter what her plan is.
Yeah. So you can you sit down at a table that is cluttered with books and pamphlets and things, and you kind of have to create enough space to put a plate down.
Yep.
And you sit with Crofter and Crivendo around the table and discuss the situation.
But not loudly,
and
because it's a
Crofter
library.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, cool.
It's in the evening. You're having your evening meal, so the library isn't open to the public. So I suppose you can speak fairly freely. Crofter seems to speak quite freely, so you might follow her lead. And she and Crivendo fill you in on anything you'd like to know.
What has happened in the last year?
Well, not a great deal has happened that is relevant to this situation in the sense that things just continue on as they were. Many of the great minds of the village have done fascinating research and grown to understand a great many things, things that were previously unknown. People come and go and buy and sell, but things seem to just keep going as they were, and poor Tombo just continues to suffer.
And how old is Tombo at this point?
He's been living in his cage for some 20 years now.
Oh my goodness! Has he aged like a normal boy?
He's 20 years, he's not a
so.
boy.
He was only perhaps 15 or 16 years old when he went in, but he is so deformed by his condition and his captivity. It's hard to tell whether he's aged as a normal person or more or less.
I'm sorry. What does the priesthood gain from his capture, his slavery?
Cost-free knowledge and insight, I believe.
Yes, there's some way that they take all of his they give to him all of their own negative qualities, all of their lack of focus and lack of self-control. Every distraction is placed upon him so that they can learn.
I can see why that would be helpful. But if we were to free Tombo, he would express all of that negativity and all of that negative energy.
Perhaps indeed. So this is Crevendo cutting in.
Ooh.
I am not so sure
I don't know.
that it is the right thing. Of course, it is not fair that he has been enslaved in this way, but at the same time, isn't it better for everyone else for him to live this way? I don't even think he's aware that he is suffering greatly anymore. Is he? Or is he just an animal now?
He's just a beast of burden.
And think of all the advances in learning, the peace and the lack of crime and the lack of licentious behavior in the town. People are such upstanding citizens because of him.
May I ask you, how much of your negativity have you poured on him?
Yes.
I haven't done any consciously, but all of us, just by living here, we benefit from him.
Are we benefiting from it right now, us, or is it just the members of the priesthood?
No, I believe everyone in the town benefits to a degree. The priests more than others, but the effect seems to be to spread out in a sort of radius from his cage.
Ben, your character, can I hand you a piece of paper and ask you to read it?
Ooh, certainly.
Can you make it through the entire piece of paper before getting distracted?
I think you better ask if he can read first.
Ooh. Oh, I can read, of course. Not
says
very
holding-
quickly, though.
Holding the piece of paper upside
He holds
down.
it upside down.
I wonder if my guy can read. Maybe let's say he can't read. He can't normally read, yeah.
I can read the cat and the house and things like that. But after that bit, I concentrated more on the physical arts.
The what art?
But yeah, why don't you test him? Show him a book or something and see if I can read it. That sounds like a cool idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I show. Yeah. Which?
Just take a random pamphlet.
Just
yeah.
grab one off the table. There's plenty within arm's reach.
That one.
Okay. So yeah, he hands me the story, like a book or anything, and I open it up. I normally am sort of, a bit intimidated and try to hide the fact that I can't read, because that's what you do. Mm-hmm. And I look at the words. Can I read it?
Whatever reading ability you had before has improved slightly. I don't think you can suddenly read perfectly and fluently, but
You can see there's dots everywhere. There's punctuation.
there is an improvement. I just don't know exactly in your imagination how
Okay,
illiterate you are.
I'm gonna read the back of the book. Like the summary.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I can't.
I can't read this word. Maybe it's a name,
And he shows it to Derek's character, and you're telling me it's Lynn, maybe. Yeah.
Okay, Lynn is a tutor from who falls in love with her something sister. The two are that's a very long word. Oh, I can read better though. The two are
And he shows it to Nathan's character, who says that the word separated.
separated.
separate when they're some sort of sister again makes friends from a different class. Lynn, I can read that word now. Lynn finds the something love child and kills him. What this looks
hell
like
are
a
you
good
reading?
book.
This is great.
I found a random plot generator online very, very quickly, and that's what I came up with.
That's so good. I thought you were making that up off the top of your head.
Can you-
I was
can
like,
you-
where is this coming from?
Can you copy
And
and paste that
secondly,
one in
where
the
is
chat?
this going?
That'd be great.
Yeah, I will. So yeah, he can read a bit. He can read a bit better than before. Not much better.
Interesting.
Interesting.
Okay.
Is that scary that I can do that?
What, read?
Better.
No, I think it's scary that that any part of you is being foisted upon poor Tombo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am particularly rich in distractions as well. Ooh, a butterfly.
I speak up and I stand up and I say I cannot be a part of this. I don't care what benefits it brings to the society. You can't do it at the slavery of one man. There is absolutely, this is horrific. This is disgusting. I have been in bondage. I have been a slave to another, and
Like this?
I cannot. Not like this. Physical bondage, and I cannot countenance this any longer. I intend to free Tombo. I think this is awful.
How?
Wonderful. Well, I have an idea. In the Hall of Wonders, Eltergard has an artifact that I believe may help us if we can acquire it somehow from her. She isn't particularly helpful at the best of times. This device has the ability to protect an area from psychic influence. So if we could set the device off in the cage, it would remove Tombo from the influence of the priests, at least for a time. And it would protect us as well from their attacks, should they wish to stop us.
Cool.
This is where we need an Ocean's 11 plan. Okay,
Yes.
break to a montage.
We need a
get the
whole lot of duct tape.
I get the EMP.
That's right.
It basically is an EMP.
That's cool.
A psychic EMP.
Sorry, I was a tad distracted. What actually is the thing?
There's an artifact. He didn't say what it was.
So there's an
artifact.
artifact.
Yep.
So in Numenera, you've got ciphers, oddities, and artifacts.
Ah,
A cipher is a single-use thing that does a magical something.
An
An oddity
odd.
is just something particularly strange that isn't particularly useful.
Like an
And
ice
an
cube that never
artifact
melts.
is a useful oddity or a
Repeatable.
reusable cipher. It's like the best of the three because it's useful and reusable. So
this
it's
one-
particularly valuable and rare.
and this one you set it off, and what happens?
It's
So you switch it on and it emits an area effect that creates a
Suppresses-
kind of psychic shield around that zone. So you can't have any psychic attacks and any kind of effects. So
Ben's character can't read in this bubble.
Crofter's plan is that you take the device to the cage, arm it, switch it on, and then Tombo's
back?
cut off from the temple in this bubble of protection.
And then
Sounds
you can-
good.
and then all the users will won't be getting their fix. So they'll come out to see what's happening, and when they do, we bring the pain.
Yes, I know the pain bit. I'm good at that. Because we don't want them just to get another person to do it too.
All these thinkers
Oh.
without their
They might have withdrawal symptoms as well, which might help us.
you'll withdraw.
So if we just escape with Tombo, they could just get another person and put him in the box.
No, he's unique, wasn't he?
No, I think they could get anyone.
Oh no.
I think he was kind of just, well, Crofter's theory is that he was chosen because he's not particularly bright and didn't show much promise as a young farmhand.
Wow.
My character
So-
looks nervously around.
It's kind of just like, it's not like there was something particularly unique about him. He was
When-
just handy.
When you got
and-
eight sons, and it's
Yeah.
like, well,
That
Yeah,
became the
Spares.
nutty.
It's a spare,
He was
spare,
using
spare. That's
expendable.
right. That's right.
So all
yeah.
they have to do is find another expendable.
We all look around. You know how everybody looks around a circle and just eyes meet on Ben? Like,
That's right.
Okay. Okay, cool. All right.
Okay. Where is this located in the Temple of Wonders?
The Hall of Wonders.
No.
Do you want the map?
Yes.
I'll get the map back. Boom. There you go. So the
Fine.
Hall of Wonders
Next door.
is next door.
Across
Everything's
town.
very close.
Well, it all has to be close because you have to be within the circle, the sphere of the one.
Yeah.
Now you
Yeah.
understand why it's
So would the red mare be in the sphere?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
But the further away you are from the cage,
The worst I can read.
less of the effect you're getting.
First punctuation goes. Then-
It probably follows the inverse square rule.
Well, there are no rules in Numenera.
I know.
Ben's gonna stand on top of what's his name's cage and start waxing lyrical about poetry and
Yes.
that's
In-
really cruel.
In perfect iambic pentameter.
Yeah. How about
Yes.
so we
Okay.
have to break into the Hall of Wonders?
Well, not necessarily. If you have something of value that you could trade for it. So the Hall of Wonders is a warehouse. It's kind of where people go when they come to this village with their ciphers, oddities, and artifacts, and they buy and sell from Eltergart. So you could, if you have enough shins on you, you could perhaps try and buy this artifact, although it's probably extremely expensive. If you
Or we
have
could swap it for one of
an
our
interesting
Like our
cipher or
box.
artifact or oddities,
But all of those got taken off.
but
us
they all
from
got
the-
taken off you. So, or you could try and steal it. Or you could try and talk Eltergart into helping you if you think she might join your quest. There's a lot of options. It doesn't have to be stealing.
Is there like maybe like a trolley that runs through the middle of the town and there's two tracks and like we get to pull a lever and crashes into one person rather than everyone else in the entire town? And can we just reverse the trolley lever back and it kills everyone else?
I see what you did there.
Can we I mean the other option is we go out into the wilds and find a
No, we got to steal it. I
piece of
like
Numenera.
I like the Ocean's 11 thing. We find something that weighs exactly. Sorry, what form is? Did anyone say what form it is? This artifact?
No one has said that yet, but you could ask.
What does it look like? Is it very big and heavy? Or could we replace it with something? Is it like a cow or something?
Like a cow.
Is it
That's
like
the
a
first
cow?
thing your character thinks of.
Can I just
I think
say,
of something that's like something.
for being so close to the anti-stupid sphere,
yeah.
your character is still suffering
Imagine
from
how
the
stupid he would have been before.
I'm just very focused and not distracted. I'm like becoming my true self.
I love that this is where your brain goes
Yeah.
like, wow, he's really thinking outside the box into another box with a cow in it.
So the device is, you're told it's about this big,
Okay,
and you can carry it
much smaller than a cow. Then, is
much
what you're
smaller
saying.
than a cow is the answer. But it won't fit in your pocket, but one person could easily carry it.
You can't do that with a
It's-
cow.
It's made up of a series of interconnected glass tubes or vials or something, with liquids
breakable.
kind of flowing around in it.
Wow.
Well, I don't know if it's breakable. This is Numenera, so it's probably not actually glass. It's probably something that looks like glass but isn't.
Transparent aluminum.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
Yes. Yes, Derek.
And yeah, it's sort of got all these liquids sloshing around in it, and a little crank that you turn.
Oh, nice. And do we have any idea where it kind of sits in the Hall of Wonders?
Yeah, so Crofter knows where it is and has seen it and has tried to acquire it and failed. So
How do
I
they
think we should break in at nighttime.
I like this
Sounds
idea.
fun. Yes, we do it very quietly, and if anyone interrupts us, then we murder them.
I'm very good at breaking into things, so
yeah.
I'm all in favor of this.
And Nathan's character is very good at moving things.
Yeah, and this
Yes.
one here's got all the arms we need.
And if anything goes wrong, you've got the underbelly. This is like Ocean's 11.
It is,
Nice.
absolutely.
Usually it's the shells
I
that's
really-
the strong part, but now it's the underbelly because it's like
Very,
right.
very unusual for the Dice Stormers to have a balanced party for something like this. What the hell's happening? No!
people are not going to believe us.
I like the idea of leaping from the roof of this place to the next place, and then maybe either finding a window or somehow phasing through the roof, because
Nice.
I exist partially out of phase.
I like
How
this.
does that sound?
It's going to be like you phase
Good.
through the roof, I gravity onto the roof, and then Hulk Boy just like forms a hole going all the way through.
Cannonball!
Leroy Jenkins.
Cannonball!
And the thing is, as he moves towards the smart thing, he regrets his decision halfway through the air. Oh no! I didn't think this through.
Okay. All of that. I mean, can you guys make a distraction? I mean,
Yes, I
We
can
do
make
it
a
at nighttime.
distraction.
We do it in the middle of the night, and we literally sneak in and like
okay.
Yeah.
lower. You know, we'll take ropes so we can.
No, you know
Are
what?
there like traps and things or guards?
Why don't we create a distraction outside Underbelly,
Okay.
and we can basically, if we go along and go to the cage and run around there, doing stuff, or maybe running up and down the streets, we could create quite the distraction. 'Cause this is
I
a-
wonder if any of these places are a good place to stage a distraction. What have we got?
They've got the Great Market right there.
the pool of secrets.
Yeah.
I like it that you
I
got the
think if we-
markets and the great markets.
If everybody's sort of looking towards the markets, they're going to have their backs towards the
True.
Hall of Wonders. So
Yes. Yes. Okay. Yeah. There's probably smashable stuff
the
in
Great
there.
Market is the place where everything else in the town gets bought and sold that isn't artifacts and oddities and ciphers. So food and normal wares and although there is still some weird stuff there. If it was during the day, you could peruse some
we could
interesting
pretend
things.
that a rat or some fiendish small creature was breaking things in the market, and we were trying to stop it, and then people would come to see what was happening. And all the meantime, our friend could be climbing in and stealing the thing.
This sounds like a
It
plan.
does split the party somewhat.
But we have to
Just
make
kinda
up for the fact we have a balanced party.
does kind of put all the pressure on me though. You just have to break shit and make noise.
And did you say whether there was traps or guards?
Not that we know of.
I feel strangely unassured.
The thing with this town is that because people are so highly civilized by this atmosphere of intellectualism and learning,
Yeah.
there doesn't tend to be petty crime going on. So it's unlikely that people will be watching out for thieves.
Yes.
Also, people don't stay up late.
Well,
every
unless
night's a
they've
school
got a
night.
lot to think about.
It seems silly to create a distraction to wake people and rouse people when we could just be sneaking in silence. Why wake the town and create a ruckus?
Does have quite a
I'm
large
happy with that
vocabulary,
plan.
doesn't he? Despite not being able to read. But anyway.
Yeah, maybe this town is starting to rub off on him.
Yeah.
He's thinking things through rather than
don't-
acting impulsively.
Don't cause a distraction if not needed. People are sleeping.
Let's get some logistics. How big
Yeah.
is the distance between 6 and 5?
Yeah, can we
One.
jump it?
The distance between 6 and 5 is 1.
Wow.
Yep.
Strictly speaking, there's an infinite number of real numbers between them. And the
There
closer you
is.
look, the more appear. But real number, counting numbers or whatever they're called.
Numerically?
Yeah, there's hardly any. Yes.
1.
Yeah, I reckon you can. Let's say you could jump across.
Okay.
Cool.
The chat
That-
want ruckus.
Ruckus is fun, but there might be more time for ruckus when you try and
Yes.
free Tombo from his
Yeah.
cage.
I reckon
yeah.
so.
All right.
Maybe that's when we create the distraction. Yeah, when we're sticking this device in and turning it around or whatever we're supposed to do. Okay, good. So dead of night, we're going to be on our roof equipped with ropes and like a big Hessian sack and some weapons. Did I get my spear? Did we get all our equipment taken? No, I had my double-ended spear still, didn't I?
So
Just none
Only,
of-
only the things of numeneric value were
Yes,
taken.
just not my
Your-
bloody ice cube.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm going to kick some ass for that ice cube. I tell
Can
you
I,
what.
can I just say, I love that me and Derek are standing up there, just as we normally are, and you're there with like all in black, with rope around you, with every single like grappling hook and hook on there, balaclava, like just
Absolutely.
still the size of a small mountain.
That's right. I love it.
So, my nano suit gives me +1 to stealth, but it also gives me +1 to jump. So, and the way that I envisage this is literally as I get towards the edge of the thing that I'm jumping off, in this case the roof, it launches my feet off the roof and sort of propels me forward and
That's cool.
allows me to, and kind of cushions the blow on the other side as well.
Cool.
So I go first with a rope and perform that kind of.
That sounds amazing.
With
Yeah,
with
love
both flair and panache.
And then I'm going to follow, holding gravity beneath me. I'm going to kind of like slowly start to rise and hover. And I'm going to slowly go across the gap silently. Just as you can hear this just dull, this very, very light but dull kind of like you can hear like a sound coming from my hand, like a woo, 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 woo. And I go along and I land next to Derek silently.
I feel the pressure mounting on.
Here we go.
So Ben, what do you do?
My character leaps. I am underbelly leaps.
You state your name before jumping.
All right. I think you better make a roll then.
Hooray!
What could possibly go wrong?
I feel like the others can do it automatically, but you need to roll.
It's a might. Do people have 2 effort? Am I somehow behind the curve on effort? Do people have 2 effort?
I
I
have 2
have
effort.
2 effort.
Okay, I'm going to go 2 effort.
Sure.
So that means I can improve my roll by 2 degrees of success, or is it do you decrease the difficulty, which actually happens, or does, obviously has no practical difference. Okay, I'm going to spend 2 effort, and that my 2 edge means I don't spend anything. Is that right? And I'm going to leap as quietly as possible. I rolled a 2, which is a 1, so that turns into a 3. Since all the effort I'm putting in. How did that happen? A 3 success.
A 3, you just succeed.
It's on the edge.
Oh, and then I just grab you like
Yeah, you do these ones.
Yeah, nice.
That was close. Thank you.
All right. I start hunting around, searching for a place to
Always going to happen.
to enter. Is there anywhere on the roof?
A louver, a window. Yeah.
This is Numenera. It's different. There's just entrances on every single wall.
A chimney pipe.
Duh.
Enter like Santa Claus.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think. I mean, what does that building look like from above?
Show us,
was
Johnny.
sort of just a fairly generic looking rooftop.
Oh, there's a
isn't it?
tower. See,
Look at
just
that.
above
There's
7.
A big square.
Yeah, we enter through the
No,
square.
we're
But
breaking
maybe
into
so.
5.
There's a little bit on the back.
We could leap onto the roof. That's like
You could
an
leap onto
awning.
that awning
then-
and
yeah.
then in a window.
Yeah, that sounds good. Let's do that.
Cool. Yeah, I do that live cool thing where I flip over the lip of the edge and undo the holding on to the lip of the roof, undo the window
That's cool.
and
I like it.
leap in.
Nice.
I'm going to jump off the side and just catch myself with gravity as I just kind of like gently just push myself forward off, as if pushing my hands off something on the ground to be able to push myself directly into the window.
I lower
Ben?
myself down heavily. Should I roll again?
It feels so mean to just make you roll every time.
I am the weakest link. Oh, that's better.
That's
I
the
rolled
jeopardy.
I do the 2 effort, and there's no reason ever to not do 2 effort on an ability that has 2 edge, is there? Because I don't spend anything. Is that how it
Yeah.
works?
But
yeah.
2 effort doesn't.
What?
Does that? Oh yeah. Yep.
What is
Because
that?
you got the 2 edge. Yeah.
Yeah, is that right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. So that turns my dice 4, which is a success 2, to a success 4. So very slightly better than it was before.
So
I'll tell
kind
you
of-
what, when the police
You
come
kind
in
of clunk
and they look
awkwardly into the room.
This die can just go over here for a while. I'm going to have this one instead, because this one I suspect is going to do nicer for me.
So Derek, you were first, weren't you?
Yeah.
So when you came into this room, you discover that you're in quite a large bed chamber, and there's a big kind of 4-poster bed in the opposite corner to where you've come in. That at first glance you're not quite sure if it's occupied or not, and then as your kind of eyes are adjusting to the dark and getting your bearings and sneaking around, Nathan comes in, and then just as Ben's about to drop through awkwardly, you do discover that the bed is occupied.
Oh dear.
And then Ben thumps in behind you.
I dash over to the bed and pull out my arm blade at the same time.
Lying in the bed is a older woman with curly grey hair, sort of a big mop of frizzy, crazy hair, and she kind of stirs a bit and rolls over, but she doesn't wake up.
The arm blade slowly slides back
Nice,
into the
nice.
sheath.
You're like Assassin's Creed, just like
She's cool.
And I back away, and I walk to the door.
Yeah. Well, you're going to ask, is there a door?
Yes, I was going to ask if there's a door, but clearly we're in a bedroom. They haven't been here forever.
This is not, what's it, Rapunzel?
Nenny Og in the tower.
oh Ben,
Yes.
your character's nickname is now Ub, as in underbelly.
Ub.
So just Ub.
Underbelly.
I am up.
Yeah, so perhaps Eldegard in her old age has failed to hear Ben thudding into her room, or perhaps you're being assisted from outside by Crofter's abilities as a priest of knowledge.
Or the fact that I'm like gravity, like.
Yeah, lifting my footsteps lighter. I like that.
I control gravity.
Desperately trying to lighten his steps.
Or maybe Nanny Og is just a bit deaf.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, good. We make our way quietly across the room and out the door to presumably her kitchen and then through to the library, the display place or something?
I love that.
Yeah, so it's like there's sort of a loft level
Okay.
associated with this kind of upstairsy bit with the awning and everything,
Okay, yep.
which is her
good.
living quarters, and then the main market is the rest of the building. So it's kind of,
Cool.
you know, those it's like a warehouse.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
got
yeah,
really,
yeah,
really,
yeah.
really tall ceilings.
Yep,
but
yep,
there's
yep.
a loft built into it.
Okay,
I like-
cool.
So you can go down the stairs onto the ground floor, where the big open warehouse area is, with all the ciphers and artifacts and oddities.
The potential to steal stuff here is really high.
Yeah, you lost a lot of good stuff last
Yeah.
week. You could
Remember when you got the
now.
box of Thor, Ben, with your shovel?
Yes, that's right.
I mean, you could plan to go back and try and get that stuff back too. That could be
Definitely.
another
Okay.
plan to make.
So can we make it down to? So is this a museum type display area or just?
It's a warehouse.
A warehouse.
like-
Okay,
So
we,
people buy and sell.
yeah. Okay. But we
Stuff.
start ransacking the warehouse
But you know when you
carefully
go-
and quietly.
No.
You know when you go to your grandma's house and she has like everything put in like cabinets on the wall? It looks like that part. So it's like an antique shop / grandma's show teaspoons area /
I like it.
Yeah. So
Yep.
everything
Oh,
creaks. Everything.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, absolutely.
You touch
No, it's
anything and it's
like Doctor Strange's
yes.
thing. Everything's in a glass case and everything looks really old and weird and
Yeah.
Dusty.
Football.
Yeah,
And
that's
dusty.
good. I
Okay.
like that.
but
We
it doesn't look
search-
like the end of Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Okay, we don't ramsack it, but we
You
thoroughly
you've been
look
told
for the
where to look
item.
For the item.
but there
Yeah.
might be some other places we have to check along the way.
Yeah,
love
you
that-
could have a look, browse if you
Yeah.
want.
Yeah, go Ben. Have a browse.
I'm not going to stop you.
Is there like salt you shake at like terrible brain monsters so they just like literally explode just like that or anything? Just perchance?
What?
Is Ben is Underbelly bored? Is all this quiet? Just like
No, he wants a way of getting his stuff back and he wants like a weapon against those baddie brain creatures.
so we're sneaking around for a weapon as well. Oh,
Yeah, well, a weapon
Yeah,
can be
no.
useful.
that's good.
I
What
mean, the
weapons do we
thing-
find?
Well, the thing that you're looking to find initially
It's now
Yes.
is a device that protects you from psychic attacks.
Let's do that
what
first.
the-
then.
handy.
That's what
Okay.
the brain did to kill us. He got the psychic on us.
Oh!
Yeah.
So that would mean that the artifact is
I
actually
love
the
how
thing. that will
Ben's
just-
character.
Then even dumb than Underbelly.
So
That's a good
that
idea.
would be a
We
good
should
thing to
just-
find. But you could
That's
possibly
good.
find some other good stuff too. Do you want to make some rolls?
I love it how you
Literally
not
hasn't
meant to.
occurred to Underbelly yet.
There's a separation between character and player, but in that moment it was just like they both just.
No problem with metagaming. No meta to my gaming tonight.
No.
Okay, good. We search for the thing without rolling because it's just so easy to find.
No,
No, he's gonna make us roll.
No, I wanted you to roll for some random ciphers.
Yay!
To pick up some other stuff. So
Okay.
can you make a D100 roll, those who wish to browse? I mean, I don't know
Yes.
about Nathan's character, whether he's interested, but
Is this the sort of roll I'd want to use a D8 or not?
I rolled a 1.
a 1 is an adhesion clamp.
Excellent.
Would you like to know what that is?
Sure.
It's a pair of
Sure.
gloves that work like suction cups and allow you to climb surfaces
This is
even
so
horizontal ones. And once you switch them on, they last for 20 minutes, and then that's it because it's a cipher. They're dead
That's so
forever
cool.
after that. So
can
you
I
get
punch someone and they're forever stuck to me? Or for the
only
next
for 20 minutes. Yeah,
Okay. Sweet.
you can use them however you wish. That's
How many-
cool.
How many times
It's
can
like-
we roll this?
It's like
How many ciphers can you carry at your level? Because there is a limit.
Oh,
3?
You should have a next to ciphers on your character sheet should be a number that says limit.
I don't have a number in the thing that says limit. Shoot.
Power gaming.
I have one that says limit 2. Yeah,
Yeah,
it says.
it's probably 2, possibly
Yep.
3. Depends.
I think I've got 2.
I rolled a 23. Johnny.
23 is detonation web.
Wow, that doesn't sound like a terrible thing.
So there's lots of detonation ciphers, and this is the web version. So it's an explosive device that creates a whole lot of strands of sticky goo.
Oh. That sounds good. I'm happy.
And I rolled
Look what I found. What? Look what I found.
what?
What?
I found the thing. Shh. Shh. Oh,
What did you roll, Nathan?
A 39. And in the background there's like a cough, like a you know, I roll a 39.
That is an image projector.
Oh, nice. A Loki.
And what does
Spell.
that and what does that do?
Let me look up
Does it
the
project
detailed. I mean, you could probably guess.
yeah.
It's a handheld device with a glass panel that projects immobile images for 1 hour. The image can appear as many as 25 feet from the user,
Yep.
and you need to roll a D100 to work out what the image is that you're projecting.
Wow.
There's a whole series of things it could be. It's on page something. Page 288.
Roll a
of the,
D100. Work out what page it is.
You can't find
288 if you're looking it up on your
288.
own.
Cool.
But when you use it, I mean, there's lovely things. You can project a beautiful pastoral scene, or
Ooh, that's lovely.
A cow.
picture of a cow, a terrifying creature of an unknown species, perhaps no longer alive in the world.
Like a cow.
Yeah,
Projector of random illusions. That's right. Well, if you killed the cow, it wouldn't be alive anymore, and then you could project it.
And then you could cook it up and eat it. And
Oh.
everybody's happy.
Did we
cows
just
are
win
good at that.
Numenera?
yeah. Do you want a second one? Are we trying to
Yes,
fill up
we
our
definitely.
ciphers?
That would be so
No.
fantastic.
Okay, because we can have 2, I guess.
Yeah.
99.
I got way. That's either really good or quite bad.
They're kind of just listed in an alphabetical order, so it's just going to be the end of the alphabet. Water breather. That's actually a really handy one.
And what's that
Water
one
breather.
do?
I'm not going to read the description. I think you understand what that one does, and I don't want to scroll all the way to the bottom and then have to go back up to the top to the list again.
Okay, I got 30,
I'm done.
I got
Cool.
38. 38, which is
38 is a hunter seeker.
Oh, like in Dune.
Oh, that sounds really nasty.
It's like
You
a
want me to
hide
look
and
that up?
seeker,
Yes,
but
yes.
it's just more aggressive.
Click, click,
So
click.
we have the books ourselves. We can even
You
read
you
them.
probably
But
do.
presumably
It's nice for the viewer to know.
it
what
is. It is. Welcome,
So the
viewer.
hunter seeker is a handheld device that fires a missile that tracks a specific target that must be within sight when selected. And if it misses, it continues to attack an additional time per level until it hits. So if you're... so you need to roll the level of the cipher.
Excellent.
Actually, you all need to roll levels for these, but we won't go through that. Anyway, it it does different things depending on a D100 result.
Wow.
So it might inflict just 8 points of damage, or it might be poisonous or exploding or electrical, or you might get the sticky goo again, which is fun.
It sounds like the sort of thing that might come with a complicated set of instructions. You know, am I going to be able to? Yeah.
Depends on where you are and if you could read them.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I'll stand close to the carts at some point and read them.
So it's like the Numenera version of a rocket launcher.
Yeah, that's cool.
I love
A
it how
random.
we're also keen to exploit the boy.
We're
So that we
saying,
can-
just let me finish reading this
This
first.
this is the moral conundrum that
Yeah.
Johnny has presented to us. Yes.
Can I
Derek,
say,
did you make a second roll?
Yes, I got a 5 on my second roll.
Good.
I rolled a 1 on the first one and a 5 on the second one.
Yeah.
That's
So 5 is a blinking nodule,
Nice.
which is a crystal nodule that you can affix to your armor, and it makes your armor teleport. So when you get hit, you get teleported in a random direction, not up or down.
Can I attach it to my nano suit?
Yeah.
that's
So basically, it'll make you hard to hit repeatedly. Like if you get into hand-to-hand, then you'll suddenly retreat.
and you just end up
Yeah,
like
nice.
smacked against the wall. Like we go along to go and punch you, and you get like, and you just appear just like.
Well, yeah,
Like
it says in the fine print, it says that it lasts for 28 hours once you've affixed it and switched it on.
whoa.
And then after that, it doesn't again. So you basically get a day and a bit of use out of it, which is quite a long time. It's not just for one battle.
Sticks it on, tries to get in as many fights as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go piss off a whole bunch of people and then.
That's right. Your grandma is ugly.
Well, no,
I mean, you could.
I
you
think
could
freeing
use
the
it right
source
now
of this
if you
town's
want.
power might.
Okay,
might
that might
also-
do it. That might do it. Okay, excellent.
And then going to get all your other stuff back.
That's right. Yeah.
Then you'll be over the cipher limit, and you'll have to choose.
We'll have to
How,
use some.
how
Well,
long
we
did it
use
take
some of
us
them.
to get here? To fly here?
Was it like
5
6
hours? Yeah, 5 or 6 hours.
That's
something like that.
yeah.
Yeah.
We can. Yeah, I can use my hunter seeker against the naughty priestess and stuff like that. So that's good.
Yeah.
Right.
Handy
Do we
stuff.
find
I can
the
go to the
actual
pool of
point of
secrets.
what we're here? And is
Oh, yeah.
Mama Og awake yet?
By the way, I like the
So
diet
yes, you
cow.
do find you find this strange box, this sort of series of interconnected tubes. Some of them are transparent; you can see colored liquids floating in them, and others are jet black, and you can't. The liquid's obscured, and there's this kind of brass little crank, kind of embedded in the middle that you have to kind of put your hand through between some of the tubes. And turn it round to switch it on
Okay.
and activate it.
What's in the box? Pain.
What's in the box? Okay,
Yeah.
so we found what we needed to find.
We sneak up back past Mama Og.
Yeah.
Or do we go out the front door?
If you want to, you could just go out the front door.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
Tempting to.
Because locks don't usually stop people from getting out.
Well, yeah, that's right. Not while you're in there. I like Vanderhoff's point. Just Derek's like suddenly
Suddenly
armorless.
nude. All right. Yeah, I like the idea of going out the front door. Can we check that there's nobody in the street?
You can probably
Yeah, stick your head
check
out
more
like
easily
through
than the
the
other two.
phase through and just
Yeah.
look
Yeah.
at. Can you imagine if somebody on the
like
other
just
side
stick my head
standing
out
there?
and look
Yeah,
around.
Just phase your head.
yeah, just face it, put your nose out first, then your eyes, and just like
That's cool.
Just scare the hell out of somebody waiting to come in.
someone's
Yeah.
about to knock, and you just like they hit you on the forehead.
Look, weird things happen in this town. They might not be as surprised as you think.
Yeah, maybe. Okay, yeah, I put my hands on the door and sense its vibration and its cosmic radiance, and attune my body to the same variance, and stick my head out and see if anybody's walking around.
Variant.
Yeah. It's pretty quiet. This is the middle of the night in quite a sensible town. as Nathan said before, every night's a school night. You know,
Yeah.
if people are awake, they're in their study by candlelight, scribbling away at some problem they're trying to solve that's keeping them up, or
All right.
sitting and sipping some warm drink with a friend, having a philosophical discussion smoking a pipe. You know, they're not. It's not like there's louts wandering the streets drunk or whatever.
It's not like a university town. This is where smart people go to think.
It's like, I'm not feeling that this conversation is very good. Why don't we move closer to the crazy person in the cage? And see if it gets any better?
Oh, nice.
Oh yeah.
I using that same, sensing the vibrations of the door. I just run my hands around it and see if there's any, I don't know, any traps or any alarms or any, electrical things running through it, just to make sure.
Yeah. Can you make a
ideas.
roll for that?
Damn
Is
it.
that intellect? I guess.
Intellect, okay. 15 on the roll, which is not bad.
That's pretty good.
I've got sense magic,
Yeah.
if that helps.
Yeah. No, there are no traps associated with the door that you can sense.
Man,
The
I
door
love
was
this
actually
town.
open.
Let's stay here.
Yeah.
All right.
You're about to ruin it.
For a whole bunch of people who think this is fun, yeah, we're about to ruin their whole
We could do it
lifestyle.
now. We could do it now. We could just walk out and free him right now.
Click the button now.
Ring the bell.
Activate
Yeah.
my 28-hour blinking teleport thing.
That would be
So
that
cool.
would be a cliffhanger.
Okay.
Can we
walk
go
out?
through the door? Yeah.
Yeah,
we
I
walk
open
out the door.
Yeah.
Stroll up the road.
We go to the Card of Wonder.
What's it look like? Is it quiet in town? Is the tortured beast monster boy sleeping, or?
He looks pretty still from where you are. He's probably asleep. The square is kind of, there's sort of a dim kind of light emanating from the square in front of the temple. So it's not like it's pitch black. There's some kind of magical light source thing.
Is the square big enough to land our ship in?
I guess so. Yeah, I suppose so. I don't know. How big's your ship?
I kind of thought it was fairly big.
What about the size of the ship, Johnny?
Oh, it's a crossroads.
It would drive on the road, I would think.
Yeah.
It's like Doctor
Okay.
Who, right? It's bigger on the inside than it is on the outside.
Definitely.
I reckon it would be a really tight fit. You might be better off landing it in that sort of.
Behind the markets.
There's
How
like
far- Is that ship like a running distance away anyway?
yeah, I think you landed pretty much on the outskirts of town, but you could probably
Yeah.
get it a fair bit closer. There's that square,
The field
Yeah,
up
to the north.
the field up above there.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to create a tension, though, isn't it? I mean, is your plan so we can make a rapid egress?
I think so. Well, what is the eventual goal here?
We need to free the boy. We need to murder, basically, the priestess. Is it the priestess? The bad one. And then that might be a good sort of start. And then maybe free the boy to. I don't know if he's going to turn into like werewolf Hulk man and smash everything. That's good sort of. And then we run away.
Yeah. I do kind of like that idea. As soon as we free the wolf boy, everybody's going to feel it, right? Everybody's going to
Yeah, that's true.
As soon as we press
So
the button on that artifact, everyone knows.
It's game on.
Yeah. Do we have more allies who should be ready to fight? Like, should we go back to the house and just organize them, or are they with us already? You said that
I don't think they came with you on your
No.
Ocean's 11.
Well, it's now Ocean's 12.
I love that you jumped across rooftops and
Yeah,
windows, and the
that's
door
right.
was open the whole
The
time.
door was open the whole time.
Nathan, do you want to go and get those who are sympathetic and
Yeah, so you
Yeah.
had Crofter and Crivendo,
Yeah.
who are
I
still
go-
in the library.
I go, by the way, I've stopped walking now. I just hover everywhere.
Oh yeah.
That's so cool.
I'm beyond your
Yeah.
mortal need of legs. I found that when I had other people's legs, it kind of made me understand the need that I don't need them. And so now I hover away into the darkness.
With a little humming sound? As a-
Yeah, like
So we gather our
Cool.
allies, which is only 2 people. Is that the idea? There's not like
Yeah.
a whole underground. Okay.
No,
There's
that's it.
yeah.
They've recruited you because the two of them didn't have the,
Okay. Well, I
the
don't see
fighting
any.
ability.
I don't
for
see any
the-
reason not to just put the thing in the
Yeah.
cage
Ben,
and switch it on.
Do you want to go over to the temple and just hang outside the front door and just like smash whoever comes out?
I love that.
I
What did you
like
use
the sound of your plan.
Ben, what did you use your hunter seeker for? Well, I picked it up and I hit him on the head with it. Isn't that how I'm the hunter and I seek you?
It bent.
So did Crivendo explain how this artifact is supposed
Yes,
to work?
definitely. Would you recap for us, Johnny? I'm sure he would have explained.
I think I gave you a very brief version.
Okay, good. But he gave us a long version, which you're about to reiterate.
Yeah. So what's going to happen is that there's a little crank inside, and as you turn the crank, it sort of begins to warm up, and the liquid's all going to kind of slosh around and mix together and pour one into the other, and eventually, after enough turns of the crank, it'll kind of click at the end, and then it'll be humming quietly and feel warm to the touch.
Okay, good.
And you've got to crank the crank back again to deactivate it,
Okay.
at which point it needs 24 hours to rest.
Okay.
If it's left on for too long, it'll overheat. If it's reactivated too soon, it might malfunction.
Yep.
And in fact, it's kind of unstable. It doesn't quite work the way it should. Crivendo is fairly confident that it will work, like it will have the effect you want, but it might have other effects as well. And it's a bit random on what they might be.
And it's quite clear on the display on the front that none of us can read or have any understanding of.
That's
But
right.
it's very clear with the what
Warning.
it actually shows up. Yeah.
Well,
right.
Crivendo has a book that has various artifacts explained, which is where you're getting this information.
All right.
Okay, I'm going to stand by the door.
I slipped
that
my
has
arm
the-
in the thing.
That has the distinct advantage of being reasonably far away from where he's doing this. Are you doing this right next to the cage?
I was thinking so, yeah.
In
Yeah,
the
okay, that
cage.
sounds good.
Put your stick on
and
your head, your armor.
So can he pop it inside the cage? Does it need to be inside the cage, or can it be just next by?
It'll create a sphere of protection that's about a 20-foot diameter.
Okay.
So you
Okay.
wouldn't need to be in the cage. It's not that small.
Good.
And actually,
Okay.
it might be handy for you all to be in that space
Could you
Okay.
describe
because
the
it will
cage?
protect you too. Oh yeah, we never described the cage.
Yeah,
You
because
haven't
we just
been
didn't
there
care
yet.
about it the first time.
I hope,
So the
I hope
cage-
the sobbing noises are fine for being the sobbing noise of the boy that you've been hearing.
Yeah, I love
Good.
it.
Those ones.
Yeah. So the cage is it kind of like brambles, like a kind of tangled metal dome that almost looks organic rather than it sort of just being parallel. bars.
Okay.
And the dirt of the square and the dirt floor of the cage just kind of meet at the bottom, but it seems to be kind of stuck to the dirt somehow. by means which are a bit beyond your knowledge of this kind of thing. There isn't really a door, but hopefully you can find a way to get in. Crofter is fairly certain that the cage itself is kind of linked to the mind psychic thing, and that when you disconnect Tombo from the temple, the cage will unravel.
The cage is in his mind all along.
Also, or the other thing is when you look at the cage, it's hard to put your eyes on it. You've got to actually put a lot of effort in to actually watch it, because your eyes will just dart from one side of the cage to the other. So it's like it's very hard to focus on it. It takes a lot of mental energy to do so.
Yep.
The suffering we don't want to see.
Which is why we haven't really seen it, because you've got to really like...
Nice.
Yeah.
I love it. That's awful and good.
Yeah. Cool. Well, it might be a good place to take a break now that you're ready to go.
Well, we have the perfect plan. I love that we turn it on. Ben's going to be, what am I doing here?
That's amazing,
Nice
Johnny.
one. Okay,
Awesome.
I'm excited.
I can't wait to see what happens.
I'm going to put
We'll
some
be back.
music on that breaks the mood.
Ooh,
We'll be back.
Good.
If you have any really cool ideas of what will happen with the thing when we turn it on, make sure you put it in the chat. When we come back, we'll highlight a few different options. They may happen depending on how crazy Johnny wants to be.
Yeah, side effects.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Not that there will be side effects or anything bad will happen. But if you've got any ideas, now's the time. All right.
Yeah.
We'll be back after this commercial.
Bye.